Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to tell you that all of us have struggles. There is no one who is without struggle. And I want to let you know that I struggle with things too. So for me, I was struggling so bad with my mind wandering as I was praying that I said, this has got to stop. I was coming into my prayer time with God, intending to pray and focus on God. And my mind would wander, and it happened over and over again. And I was asking God, please forgive me. My mind has taken off again. Well, I did something about it. I decided to go on a 5-day spiritual retreat. It was a silent retreat in the mountains. And during this time, I was able to gain the practice of sitting in silence and meditating. And it has changed my prayer time. So here's how it started. I was so tired and I said, I'm going on this retreat. I took off time from work and I was there with strangers in a community at a retreat center in the mountains. And every day we had to practice being present, mindful. So every morning at 7:30 a.m., we gathered in a dining hall and we sat together, not even talking, not saying a word, not looking at each other, and we ate our food in silence. Eating our food in silence is a mindful practice. It allows you to concentrate on the present moment, concentrate on every bite. I was able to feel the texture of my food and to smell the aroma in a capacity maybe I don't usually do because I was present in the moment. And after breakfast, we had an activity where we signed up for chores to do for that 5-day period. And my chore that I signed up for was to clean the bathrooms. So I cleaned the bathrooms on the hall within the lodge that I was staying at. And I cleaned those bathrooms being mindful. The only task I had to do was to be mindful of everything I did in cleaning the bathroom. That was not a time for my mind to wander or to take a break, but I actually focused on wiping down the commodes. I focused on wiping down the shower. Everything was very intentional. Everything was focused on what I was doing in the present moment. That's something all of us can practice when we're at home, when we're at work, wherever we are, to just do one thing, just to be in that moment, focusing on that one task, if you can, right? And then after we did that, what you might call a working meditation, we also had a mindful walk. So all of us would gather in community and we would go our separate ways around the grounds of the retreat center, just walking, just allowing our feet to our feet to feel the surface of the ground and to walk and to hear the gravel under our feet. Or maybe we were going through a meadow, walking through a meadow and hearing the grass, hearing what it sounded like to walk through the meadow. It's a practical thing to do, just to walk, just to allow your feet to feel the ground. It allows us to be mindful. That's the only thing we were thinking of when we were walking was walking. And then after we did our walking meditation, we would always sit together. We'd sit together in silence, focusing on our breathing, just mindful of our breathing. We would breathe in, inhaling, and breathe out, exhaling. And that was the only thing that we would focus on. Now, I have to tell you that since I was in the mountains, in nature, I could hear all kinds of things going on as I was trying to be still and sit. I heard birds chirping, I heard crickets chirping, I heard bees buzzing, I heard everything outside. And it was quite an experience because I initially was focusing on those sounds in nature. I would call those nature sounds the soundtrack of nature. And I would like the melody. I'd think, okay, I heard this bird chirping and now I know their particular chirp. I wonder what kind of bird that is. So my mind was wandering during those sitting moments, but then I learned how to bring my mind back to the present moment, to my breathing. That is the task. The only task that you have is to focus on your breathing as you sit in meditation. All of these things, all of these activities help me because I went home with a mind made up that I was going to be present, that I was going to be mindful especially in my prayer time. So now I have incorporated some time I have added as I go into my prayer time. So at the beginning of my prayer time, I set my timer and I allow myself to just focus on my breathing. You may want to try this yourself. If you're new to this, you might want to set your timer for 5 minutes. And for those 5 minutes, just focus on your inhale and your exhale. Just breathing naturally. Let's try it again. Try it together. Breathing in and breathing out. And so I would focus on my breathing at the start of my prayer time, which I still do right now. And then I'd go into my prayer. And then I'd go into reading the word, whatever my prayer consisted of. That's the focus I would have. So I want you to know that, you can start at any time to make sure that your mind is still, your mind is present as you are going into your time with God. And also, if you struggle with, really being focused and staying awake even when you're with God in prayer, I want to encourage you to get up out of your bed if that's a place that you pray, because sometimes we can get so comfortable in our beds that it can cause us to fall asleep. You might want to go sit down in a chair. You might want to go sit on the floor if you feel comfortable. Just make sure that you're not too comfortable, right? So that you don't drift off to sleep. Also encourage it to be well lit wherever you spend your time with God. Lights can help you stay awake. So I encourage you to do that as well. And then just remember always to have this ritual of spending time with God every day. Find time in your schedule, carve it out, and make sure you spend time with God. Let it be a part of your daily routine. Make sure you don't allow other things to infringe upon that time. So I want to encourage you, do what you can to support yourself, especially your mind, and may God bless you and be with you always.